Okay. And we've been looking at a book that you've really been enjoying. It's a series of books by James Patterson called Middle School, and this one is Just My Rotten Luck. And inside this book, we found that there were a lot of similes. And how did those similes help you as a reader to understand what James Patterson's expressing?
It took something that I might not understand, and it took it and made it so that I could
understand it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and how did that help you to understand it?
Well, took a word and made it so that I could understand it.
And they used what when they were comparing these two things?
Like.
Okay, they use the word like, or they could use the word as. James Patterson really likes to use similes that have, like inside of them. Okay, and we thought that that would be helpful for you to add it to your writing. So you've spent some time going through and looking through your piece and trying to find areas where you felt might be confusing for your reader. First, can you just tell us a little bit about your piece that you wrote?
Well, it's just about a kid and his dad that went fishing.
Okay. And where did you decide that you would like to use a simile?
The third sentence, once they were at the pond, they fished for a long, long time. I thought long, long time could be different for a lot of people. For you, it might be 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, because fishing, I don't enjoy fishing.
Mm-hmm. And for me, it could be like 3 to 5 hours.
Okay.
So I changed it and made it say once they were at the pond, they fished for a long, long time, like a football game.
Okay.
The
time that a football game took place. Okay, good. Because your reader can think, well, they've been to a football game or they've watched a football game, and it's a pretty long thing.
Yes.
And then they can kind of get a feel for that long, long time. Good. Okay, where's another place that you decided that you'd have to add something?
It was a nice sized fish. A nice sized fish for you might be a little itty bitty minnow. For me, it might be a giant fish. So I changed it and said it was a nice sized fish, like a meter stick long.
Okay. Okay, so your reader can get a feel for, they know what a meter stick is, and they could then compare that to it. Okay. And then those are the ones that you did by yourself so far. Can you help us to can you just walk me through how you're thinking about this? Like through here, I see that you've underlined something here. Why don't you read this sentence and let's see if you can help me to see how you're working on similes with that.
It must have followed the lure all the way back to the shore because close to the shore, the fish took the bait. I thought maybe somebody wouldn't know how close I was talking about.
Okay.
So I thought maybe I'd change it.
Okay, and what could you put there that would express closeness?
About 3 or 4 feet to the shore.
Okay, you could use measurement of distance, or you could use something that kids would be familiar with. What's something that a kid would not be familiar with?
Maybe like, I don't know.
I'm thinking of like things like sports, or maybe even like maybe a bat, the distance from you to the length of a bat, or you maybe even use your fishing pole as an example. You might be able to say half of my fishing pole's length. Would that be something that you could?
My fishing pole is about 2 times the size of this table.
Okay, so it's really long. So maybe that's not a good comparison.
Well, it's not quite 2.
Okay, so let's
it's
think
about
about
the same. It's good. I like it.
Okay, so what would you like to do? I want you to choose something that you feel comfortable with.
I think your idea would be good.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and try to incorporate that in here. I think you were numbering yours. You can number this. This is going to be number 4, looks like. Okay, and what did you put?
To the shore, or
Sorry, that was my phone.
It must have followed him, the lure, all the way back to the shore, because about half his rod's distance, the fish took the bait.
Good. Okay, so there's a comparison of your length of your fishing pole to the distance from shore. And someone can relate with that, about that distance. Okay, good. Distance is another one that sometimes is confusing. So you have time that's been confusing, and distance that's been confusing, and the length of your fish. And those look like all ones that you've cleared out. Okay, is there another area that you'd like to work on?
I don't think so.
Okay, very good. Then what I would suggest is, since you've worked on similes, would you like to polish this up a bit and make those revisions, and then we can look at it together?
Maybe.
Okay, so maybe that's something you can look into doing. Okay, very good.